All right, what is up, everyone? It's been a while, but we are back with another Road to Pro. Let's get into it. All right, so like I said, it's been a while since we've done like a Road to Pro specific video, and that's just been, I've been so busy. I've been out of the country for a month, and then we've just kind of had some weddings and stuff going on recently, so I haven't been able to really do one of these. I've been wanting to do it for a while, and I think now is actually kind of the best time. It worked out well. So what this video is gonna be is basically like a mid-season kind of update, recap, what's going on, how I think Road to Pro's been going, and then like my tournament schedule for the rest of the year. So you guys can kind of check that out and maybe we hit the same ones or not. But before we get into that, I have a couple of announcements to make. The first one is that we're almost at 1,000 subscribers. We're like just over 800, so we're less than 200 there, but we have a ton of stuff coming when we hit that 1,000 subscriber mark. So if you're not already subscribed, please consider doing that, because the faster we get there, the faster we can push all this stuff out to you guys. And then my second announcement is today's sponsor of the video is Mojo Gear. They make the Mojo Riser, the first collapsible and only collapsible bag stand in disc golf. It just attaches nice to your bag, boom, sits up perfectly. We can't thank them enough for the support that they've given the channel. If you don't have one and you're looking for one, mojogear.com, use code OMD10 and get $10 off yours. All right, so basically we're out here at Grewal Park today. We're just gonna play 9 holes, and I'm just gonna do a little bit of talking to you guys about where I think this Road to Pro is going. So hole 1, about 250 feet. I don't think you can see it from there, but it's just like right over the hill, sitting in beneath a couple trees. I'm gonna go Justice. Swing over. Yeah, it's parked. All right, so firstly, I think I've played, I've played like 4 or 5 tournaments this year. I've taken out a couple wins, so that's been fun. But I've also had some really bad tournaments. So I know, obviously, to get that rating to the 970 threshold that I want, I just have to have some consistency, and that's what I'm lacking right now. Usually my first round is like to like bad. You know what I mean? We all have those rounds. But my second round is usually substantially better. And I think I just get a little more comfortable. I kind of know what discs are flying good that day. And so I think if I can just start piecing together like a couple good rounds, like 2 good rounds together, we can start making that jump that I want to make. All right, wasn't quite parked. Got probably 18 feet for birdie here. Oh yeah. Picked up a nice birdie, but like I was saying, the consistency is just something I'm struggling with. I can't piece 2 good rounds together, and that's holding me back. Like I could have a 950, rated round, my second round, but my first round was 886 or something like that, and it's like the averages just keep me right where I'm at. And so that's when, like, kind of my next point is that I started really like diving into the Road to Pro when I was 886 or something like that. I actually have it written down. 885 is what I started at when I started to Road to Pro, and I'm 919 now. So I'm up 30 something points, which is huge. However, I feel like I could be substantially higher, like probably, I bet, maybe not substantially, but I could be 10 to 15 points higher, I'm guessing, if I could just piece together a slightly better first round. And that's what it's always been. My first round has always been bad. My second round is better. And I think that's just getting a little more comfortable playing. I don't know if the tournament pressure gets to me. I know it does on the putting greens. We'll talk about that later. I don't know. I got to piece together 2 good rounds. All right, hole 2 is 234 feet. Low ceiling, you kind of got to hit through that gap through the trees. I'm going to throw a forehand, but the basket's sitting like right on a hill. I don't think you can see it, but it's sitting right on a hill, and the best place to like just throw something that kind of hits the bottom of the hill and slides up, because if you kind of hit the top of the hill, you're going to just skip way past, and then you got to come back uphill, and it's just a mess. So we're going to go Fresno Swarm. I'm just going to try to punch it flat on forehand and let the hill kind of do its thing. Yeah. Something to get that skip. I threw it on a little too much hyzer. I wanted to get a little more flat, so I'm pretty right, but it should be fine. So I think overall, if I had to describe, like if someone was like, hey man, how's Road to Pro going for you? My response would probably be like good, not great, because I'm up, I think 36 points or something like that. or 38, or I don't know, but I'm up a good amount. But the fact that I could be better, like I think my ceiling is so much higher than I'm playing to right now. I don't think I'm really playing as good as I really can. And I think that's a lot of tournament nerves that I'm still trying to work through. All right, we got a little circle's edge look here for birdie. I think I'm gonna try a straddle. Oh my gosh. Okay. We'll take the tap in. There we go. Okay, so my rating is not climbing as high as I would like to. Obviously, I'd love to already just somehow be there. But I have noticed my game is improving drastically. If you watch like I think it's the very first Road to Pro video where I just did some field work to kind of get all my stock distances. My max distance with my furthest disc, I was throwing like 326 feet, I think it was. And my form hasn't improved much. I've definitely fixed things, but like now I'm throwing like 375-ish. And that's just like a flip to flat and kind of ride straight. It's not even the big S-turf. So I'm gaining a lot more distance backhand, which is what I struggled with, which is then funny because, especially if you've been watching, you know I'm very forehand dominant. And in these tournaments especially, my forehand is like just, it's so bad. It's honestly embarrassing how bad it is, because I've had people in the tournaments be like, don't you throw forehands a lot? Like I'll just like roll one over and turf it into the ground. And they're like, don't you throw forehands a lot? And I'm like, well, I do, but this one wasn't good. But I do that probably like in any given round. I'll roll over the forehand like that like 5 or 6 times. I'm working on that, but my backhand form is improving greatly. One of my biggest problems, and hopefully you can see with this angle, is when I was coming, there were 2 big things. Is I was reaching too far back, because I was trying to get that full, pull through. The further I reach back, I thought that the more power that would generate, which in theory it does, but not really, because you obviously want to be kind of more straight out so that arm can come through, where I was reaching out and then my arm was basically, there was no bend in the elbow. It was just coming all the way straight through. So I've kind of fixed that. There's still a little bit of wrap when I really try to pump it, but for the most part, it does good. And you guys can expose me on this shot right here, because that's probably what's going to happen. But the other thing was that, and I think this is why I like forehand so much, is that I can throw right, I can point my foot and throw right to where I want to. And so that's my problem with the backhand, is you want your foot to stay parallel, because that keeps the hips engaged. But my big problem is when I go, my front foot opens up and then I have no hips. So it's reach back plus open hips. It's probably one of the worst things you can do. So those 2 things are getting slightly better. And again, when I try to pump it, you'll know, because I reach way far behind my body instead of kind of out straight. That has saved me. My backhand getting better has saved me a ton of strokes. So if I could just piece forehand and backhand situationally when I need it, I think good things can happen. Hole 3 is 268 or something. You can either go big forehand off the left side. You got the straight gap through the trees, which is what I'm gonna try to do, and then you got the big hyzer line, which is a little tougher now because it's super overgrown. OB is the path. I'll probably go ahead and play OB if I end up there, but ideally I won't. I'm gonna go archive through the middle gap, and you guys can expose me if my form is bad. Skip. So as I'm talking to myself doing this, I've realized consistency is pretty much the name of the game. And I think you hear, if you follow pros on social medias, you kind of say, hey, they put 1 round together, but they had 2 mediocre rounds, so that, then they placed bad. But I think if I could just put 2, it doesn't even have to be 2 great rounds, just 2 very solid rounds, my rating is it's just gonna skyrocket right now. All right, I'm living at these 12 to 15 footers today. 3 for 3, you like to see that. Also, you may notice, may not, it looks substantially brighter. I just figured out the exposure on the camera. I've had this thing for I don't know how long, just figured it out. Should look a lot better. So just to sort of wrap up before we move on here, overall thoughts on Road to Pro. Good, not great. Consistency is key. I think you learn that in every sport, that consistency is key, but I just need to start piecing together 2 good rounds. it almost means nothing if I pop off and have a crazy first round or second round if my other round is just absolutely garbage and I'm shooting however many over par. So I just need 2 good rounds. I've told myself so many times, don't be the hero, don't try to throw the hero shot. And I feel like I throw like 3 of those, 4 of those around where it's like, oh my gosh, if I just throw this huge flex, you know, whatever, I can maybe get to the basket. And then I hit the first tree, it falls down, I'm taking double bogey at best. So I think as much as I would love to be the hero, I just need to stay within my game. And I think that's just throwing the smart shot. Even if that means maybe not getting a birdie, you know, if I threw a really good shot, you know, maybe I can try to get a birdie, but let's just throw the smart shot. If I have the birdie, look great. If I take a par, I take a par. It's no big deal. All right, we are currently 3 for 3, which is awesome. Hole 4 is like 248, I think it said. It's a straight shot to the basket. However, most people are gonna go like forehand hyzer or backhand hyzer around the trees and let it crash in. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go forehand zone off the left side. See if we can just get it to fall in there. It's tough with a wet tee pad too, because I've slipped. Literally, I don't know if you can see, I have a little scar on my knee. It's kind of going away, but it's literally from slipping on 2 different tee pads, but hitting the same spot on my knee on forehand. So I'm slightly traumatized by wet tee pads. Swing over. I think normally like in league that'd be out of bounds, but the property line's OB for now, so we'll keep it. All right, I'm actually gonna throw one more. I learned about this line at league actually, and it's just like the flex and you try to get it around like the last tree on the left. Apparently it goes in the basket every time. So we're gonna see if I can hit it. I mean, all things considered, that was the line. I just threw it too high. All right, so I think the next thing I'm gonna get into is my tournament schedule the rest of the year. And I'm gonna like put them on the screen here in a second, but I wanna like explain why I'm playing some of the tournaments I'm playing, because there are a lot of like 1 round monthlies in the area, but I don't think I'm gonna play any of those just because there's no room for error. Like right now, I think I've been maintaining well and even like climbing in the rating because I've had a second round to like help supplement my first round, where if I just do a 1 round tournament and it's just garbage, then it's like, well, that's it. You know what I mean? So no 1 round tournaments. However, there are gonna be some A tier 3 rounders that I'm gonna play. So that'll be fun. I really like to hit this one. This one's probably a good 25 footer. Oh wait, no, I'm not perfect. All right, no, I missed hole 3, dang it. All right, that totally changes my outlook on this round. Not that I was like really shooting for score, but I thought I was perfect through 4. Missed hole 2. Forgot I missed hole 2. So still 3 for 4, not bad at all. It's like insanely humid right now. We got a little bit of rain and now it's like 85 degrees at 10 o'clock in the morning. So it's pretty hot. I'm sweating like crazy. However, hole 5 here, it's like just under 250. I'm gonna throw a few. I said this before, this hole is my white whale. This is one that I want to ace so bad. It's like the most stock forehand hyzer you've ever seen. And I've hit every part of the basket but the chains. So we're gonna give it a few shots here. All right, first one we're gonna actually play is the Raptor. I usually throw like the Justice or the Swarm on this one, but with the wet tee pad, I'm not gonna take as fast of a run up, so I want something a little more distance. Oh, sit. All right, that was fine. Terrible knockdown by that branch, but it is there. So we're gonna go Justice, a little more flex to it instead of just hyzer. That didn't have much at all. Closer than the first. All right. Last one here, Swarm. This one should fly a little straighter than that Justice, but I'm gonna keep it out to the left just in case. Or I'll release early and it's gonna land on top of each other. All right, a few mediocre shots there. So as far as tournaments go the rest of the year, I haven't signed up for them, but I have 11, I think 10 or 11 scheduled. I'll put them up on the screen now so you can kind of check them out and see if you're gonna potentially be in the same tournament. I'm playing MA2 at the moment. So if you're playing a different division, I might see you there, but we won't play together. But anyways, they're is a mix of CB A tiers going down. And I've never played an A tier before, and I think that's what's kind of enticed me to. I think I have like 4 scheduled, but I think I just like the competition aspect. The C tiers are great, don't get me wrong. I love C tiers, they're easy, just one day things, but sometimes they're a little too casual, and I think that's what happens to me a lot. And I'm not directly calling anyone out, but I feel like a lot of times when it isn't as intense, you know, it's not as serious, I tend to play down, where I would like it to be a little more competitive, a little more serious, where I think I would play up to the competition, if that makes sense. We're living in this 25-footer range here. Oh, stuck to me. Yeah, I knew it. So if you looked at the schedule when it was up there, you'll see I think it's like 4 or 5 A tiers, I don't remember. But those are obviously like 3-day tournaments, and then there are some like maybe above or below it that are like somewhere in between that are just like a normal C tier or a B tier. Kind of just means I'm obviously can't play both because they're happening on the same days. I just haven't decided. I'm erring more towards the side of A tiers just because, you know, the AMPS payouts are a bit better, for one. 2, I think it's going to be a higher level competition. And 3, I've never played multi-day courses where I kind of have to stay the night, so I want to try that as well and see how it goes. And maybe like after the first couple, like I think the first one is the KC Wide Open. You know, I've played Bad Rock before, and so maybe we'll see kind of how that goes. And if that's a good experience, I'll keep doing the A tiers. If it's not a great experience, then I might just stick to like the local stuff just because it's easier to drive to. All right, we're on hole 6, it's 248. You kind of have backhand hyzer, forehand hyzer. You got this one tree to beat, and it's kind of important that you keep it high too, because if you try to punch it like hard and low, you're just gonna hit the hill and it's just gonna stick. So you kind of got to get it up and on hyzer, whether it be forehand or backhand. But surprise, surprise, we're gonna go justice here. Push, push, push. Oh, good skip. It's gonna be in that 20 to 25 range. I will say too, for the people that may not be in Southwest Missouri that watch this channel, I am planning on traveling a bit to do more YouTube stuff. Not 100% sure where that's at, but I am looking for tournaments out of state as well. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm probably gonna hit at least some of the East Coast swing of the Pro Tour and kind of play those courses. So if you're watching and there's any tournaments going on in your local area, probably more East Coast, but I could probably do some like surrounding areas like states of Missouri. But so if you've got any of those, let me know and I'll check them out. Stupid left side. That's my tournament putt right there. My tournament putt is that low left, just like most unconfident thing you've ever seen in your life. I don't think I've ever missed high in a tournament on a putt. I don't think I've ever missed high. It's always low left, hits that same spot. Yeah, that's been my biggest, I don't know, struggle, annoyance with tournaments at the moment is my putting. My off the tee is like, my approach is great, I think. But then my putting, it's like I scramble to where I can have like a 15-footer for par off the front of the rim. There was literally, the last tournament I played was at North Arc in Harrison, Arkansas. There's like a huge par 4. I missed like a 15-footer for birdie to go up. So I stayed tied. And then the very next hole, I missed like a 10, no joke, it was either 10 feet or closer. I missed that for par to then go down, and then 2 guys birdied the next and whatever, they did a playoff. But 25 feet, I missed inside the circle total putt to have a 2-stroke swing. So it's a bit annoying. I don't know. I mean, it's got to be nerves because I've made the putts before, but I don't know mentally how to fix that. I'm working through it, so we'll see. All right, hole 7, 209 feet. I think it's the shortest hole in the course. You got a double Mando on the trees here, but it's just right up through them. Low ceiling, ace is kind of out of the question unless you get a crazy skip. Just got to hit the gap. Oh, wow. Just missed the Mando. Well, I made the Mando, but just missed it on the right side. Scooped up the hill. All right, hole 8, par 3, 231, down the hill. I've aced with a different zone, but I have aced this hole before, so let's see if we can try it again. Oh my gosh, it might. Oof, right there. I'm not gonna lie, I definitely thought that was going in. I was so ready for that. We'll go see how far it went behind. All right, ended up going a little deep. It had to have come in like just behind, but a nice birdie putt here. See, even these right here, I mean, let's just, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so I'm probably like 15 to 17 feet away. I putt that with some authority. Tournament time, it's like I don't even know how to hold the disc anymore. It's honestly really frustrating, but it's the reality of the situation. All right, we're fishing on like a sneaky hard one here. Hole 9, it's like 210. It's nice and straight. I mean, it's just right out there. However, these trees on either side of the fairway come in so quick. You can't really go out wide either way. It's just gotta be your straightest shot. I'm gonna go zone and try to have a very similar flight as I did on 8, but just try to make it through everything. Yeah, a little fade to it. Long putt, but it's out of everything. This tree right here is like the bane of my existence. I hit that tree 70% of the time, no joke, on the forehand, just smoke it. Has nothing else to do but hit that tree. So glad we just made it past. All right, who would have guessed? Surprise, surprise, we're finishing on a 20-footer. Let's putt this one with some confidence. See, if I could do every time like that, oh my gosh, rating, I'm over 1,000. All right, we'll move to the shade because the sun's out. However, we are done with the front 9. I think I ended up like, honestly, like 5 or 6 down. Really not bad, but that's it for this episode of Road to Pro. We've got a ton more stuff coming. If you've been following the Road to Pro or our channel for a while now, we thank you. We appreciate you for all the support. Again, 1,000 subscribers. We got several big things coming. I can't name them until we hit 1,000 because we want to just like unleash it all at the same time. Just like boom, 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 you know? So 1,000 subscribers, we're close. We can't do it without you guys watching. We thank you. We appreciate the support. We love you. Ozark Mountain Disc to the moon. We'll see ya.